Okay, this is a little video to try and show you how I bind off my socks using a thread. Now, I'm placing my little video in a handmade container so that hopefully I can show you how I do this. I have wrapped and created my heel for this sock. And on this particular loom, it only takes 12 pegs to do that. On the last, when I wrapped and knitted my last peg, I then wrapped one peg further into the top side of the sock just so that I would be able to not have a hole. And then I came back here, my last wrapped peg had 3 wraps on it, I knitted them, and I have a tail. I've cut my thread off my yarn skein and I've given myself a tail to work on. I then cut 2 pieces of contrasting yarn, and in this case it's an aqua yarn that I happen to have, and I have threaded them on a needle, a sock needle, or a knit needle. It is a big, kind of like a tapestry needle with a hook on it. What I want to do at this point, and I'm just going to lay my yarn inside the sock so it's not in my way, is I'm going to loop 12 pegs with one strand of the yarn and 12 pegs with the other. I take my needle, I go down into the outer part of the loop and just pull and go over to the next one and pull again, so that I'm actually just picking up the loop and wrapping this piece of yarn around it. And again, a little hard to do while you're trying to video yourself on an end table, but oh well. Okay, picking it up, stick the needle. And again, all I'm doing is putting the needle from the down through the top of the loop and pulling it. And it's just weaving. And I do that through 12 pegs. And I'll know when I get to my 12th peg because my 13th peg has a double wrap on it. And that one's going to be on the other side. The 13th wrap is for the second piece of yarn. Two more to do. 1, 2. Now this one is done and I can pull out. So I have 2 tails, one on each side like this. Now I'm just going to turn it, thread my needle, and I'm ready to now weave the other 12 pegs. And I'm starting with this double wrap right here, and I'm going to go through both the wraps, bring the needle out, leave a tail, and just go around until I have all 12 pegs wrapped. You'll know when you've done all 12 because you'll be back to the other side and you'll see where you wrapped it. So this little sock is Miss Juliet's sock. It's going to be her slipper sock. Here we go. Keep going. Little clumsy to do on camera. Not too bad. Okay, I have 3 more. 2, 3, 2, and the last one. So now I've woven 2 strands of yarn into my pegs, and I have a tail here. I want that tail to be a little longer, so I'm just, oh, that one's over the peg, so I'm just going to pull the yarn. And now I'm ready to remove the sock. And these are going to keep my sock from unraveling. So I just pick up my hook and I can pull off the stitches. We'll see if I can do this on camera. Once you get the first one off, the rest come off easy. Just lift them off, like so, all the way around. Continue on to the second side. And then I can just pull the loom away, find my two tails like this, and give them each a little bit of a pull, like so. And here is what I'm going to sew together. This is going to be my toe on this sock. Now you leave these in. And if you notice over here, you're going to have kind of a bunchy mess from where you did that triple wrap. So what I've been finding that, now I'm going to go ahead and put this tail of the actual sock yarn onto the needle. So I'm ready to sew them together. And where I have this triple run of yarn, I'm going to pick up the yarn so I can find the loop, and I'm going to just bring the yarn through, and I'm actually kind of creating a little knot there, because otherwise that will just fall all out and be all over the place. So that's my first stitch, and then I pick up the other side, find the loop that the yarn has gone through, and there it is. So I'm going to pick that up, bring this through, and then on this side, I need to pull on this yarn and find the loop. It has to be the loop, and see it's buried right there. There's the loop. Pull it up, grab it. So you're going to go from side to side, finding the loop. And the one side is always easy, and the other side is always a little bit hidden. Try not to grab strands of that yarn and get them caught up in your needle. Now over here, it's buried right there. See it? Pull it up, catch it. And this is going to cause a crisscross and kind of just weave it in. And that's how you do your toe. And so you'll do it all the way across, and then I go back and again, and then I take it on the underside, tie a couple knots and cut it off. And that's how I bind it up.